welcome to our new podcast, Chips and Champions. Short form, CNC. I'm your host, Alex. This is my co-host, Oliver.
Hello.
Tell them more about Oliver.
Yeah, so we started Chips and Championships because we are huge sports fans. We will watch any sort of sport there is. NBA, NHL, NFL, college football, college basketball. And speaking of college basketball, March Madness is on right now. And our future podcast will be talking a lot about this. We're going to be giving you hot takes, just updating you on scores and, our very own predictions.
Yeah, you said it well. Why we started this podcast, a little to piggyback off what Oliver said. We've seen the podcasts out there. We just think it would be a fun thing. Maybe try.
Yeah, get our opinions out there.
Yeah, get famous, hopefully.
Yeah.
All right, I think we can just dive right into our first kind of subject.
Yeah.
It is the first four, which is the kind of play-in before March Madness. So
we'll talk about the first game, Alabama State versus St. Francis.
Probably the most exciting game.
Definitely one.
Not because of the names, but because of what happened in the game. What happened, Oliver?
Well, it was a pretty close game. It was tied with 3 seconds left on the clock. Alabama's possession. They had it. They full court lobbed it to the other side. Caught, layup, last second buzzer beater. It was a pretty crazy play.
Yeah,
it had me going for sure.
Yeah, it was crazy. I watched it live, and I mean, it's just crazy.
I didn't see it live, but
yeah.
I saw the replays. It was...
Yeah, no, it's crazy. So there was another game. What was it? UNC San Diego?
Yes.
UNC took care of business.
Complete domination.
Yeah, I think they won by 30 or something. There. Yeah, so they're playing... they are playing... So they're playing Ole Miss. Ole Miss UNC. That is tomorrow.
That'll be a good game, I think.
That will be a good game. It's a 6 seed, 11 seed game.
I feel like a lot of the upsets happen at the 6, 11 seed games, right?
Oh yeah. For 5 or 12, something in that range. And then Alabama State is playing Auburn. Well, they played Auburn. They did get crushed. Auburn won by 20. Auburn is on to the next round.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the second day playing our first 4 games.
Xavier and Texas. Personally, my favorite first 4 game. I watched that whole game, and boy, what a upset! What a comeback by Xavier.
So what was the score?
Yeah, but I believe at close to halftime, Xavier was down 11 at one point, and then they ended up coming back, beat Texas 86-80. It was Xavier took the lead pretty late in the second half. Texas did end up they tried to come back, but it just didn't work. They couldn't bury the threes. They couldn't make the layups, and just nothing was going right for them.
And Xavier is going to play Illinois. That is a 6 seed. That's going to be a good game too. Obviously 6-11. And then it was the last, I think it was at the 4, it was a 16 seed playing, and that was St. Mary's. They are playing Duke. They won. Don't really have to get too deep into that, but they're going to be playing Duke. So
it's going to be a tough matchup for them.
For sure.
Cooper Flagg's back.
Yeah.
So
we'll just dive right into that. Like a little segue into our next one is the March Madness bracket. What do we think? What our opinions is? Who do we think is going to win these certain games? And yeah, we'll start off with what we were saying. Duke and St. Mary's. Who do you got? I got Duke.
I got
a lot.
I got Duke by a landslide. I don't see St. Mary's really having any sort of chance there.
I mean, Cooper Flagg's back. I think Coop, like a healthy Coop on the Devils.
Even without Cooper Flagg, I still think
great team. Yeah, no, for sure. But Coop just kind of brings it to that next level. And then we got an 8-9 matchup. That is Missouri versus Baylor.
Mississippi State.
Mississippi State versus Baylor. That's a close one. I take.
That's a 8-9 seed, right?
Yeah. I take favor more to Baylor. I think they just have a better team, even though they're the 9 seed. What do you
Yeah, I can agree with you on that one. I mean, it'll be a good game, but I do believe that the upset will happen.
think? Yeah. Okay. Thirdly, Oregon versus Liberty.
Oregon for sure,
Oregon
but
for sure.
I'm not counting out Liberty
no, for
though.
sure. I could see an upset there. Don't count them out. If you see an upset, don't be too
I
surprised.
did look at the stats, and I mean, Liberty had me questioning if I should put them in the winner of my March Madness bracket. So,
Well, that game, not the whole thing. Arizona versus Arkin. I don't think we have to eat too much into that. Arizona
for sure.
I just like Arizona. I don't know why. I just like them. They're just good.
I just have a good feeling about them
Yeah,
this year.
for sure. The game that I think was just ended was VCU BYU. BYU won that. I predicted them to win.
Yeah.
And Wisconsin and Montana did not finish too long ago, and Wisconsin won that. Obviously, they're the 3 seed.
What
And
was
I
the
predicted
score
them
on
to-
that game again?
Which one?
The Wisconsin-Montana.
It was 85-66.
Wow.
It was dominant.
It wasn't a close game at all.
For sure. Okay, we'll get down to St. Mary's versus Vanderbilt.
Personally, I think Vanderbilt has great
no,
potential to pull up that
I
upset.
really like the upset. They just look like the better team. I think they've played better against better teams in their schedule. And yeah, I just feel like Vanderbilt.
I've watched them play a few games, and I mean, they just seem like more of a complete team than St. Mary's, right?
Mhm. Yeah,
So,
for sure.
I wouldn't be surprised if they did pull up that upset.
All right, and then there's Alabama versus Robert Morris. Give me Alabama.
Yeah, not much needs to be said about that. Bama, very strong team. I put them top 5 in my March Madness bracket right now. So
Top 4. Yeah, maybe.
top 4.
Yeah. Auburn versus Alabama State. We're talking about Alabama State a little bit. The game winner. They did just get crushed by 20.
Wasn't even close.
Not even close one bit. Auburn will take that, and they're going against the Blue Jays, the Creighton Blue Jays.
Let's talk a little bit about that.
That was a
very
great-
anticipated, very close.
First March Madness game, and of course it's gonna be an 8-9 seed and the most
But
tight
not-
8-9 seed. Assumed most tight 8-9 seed. Louisville was the favorite. They were the 8 seed, and they're also they were ranked 10th overall out of all 64 teams, but they didn't look like it.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Blue Jays just outmatched them. I mean, the 3-ball was just connecting. Louisville just did not look just their best. I feel like they could be a better team, but a lot of turnovers.
Yeah.
A lot of fouls, actually. I
A lot.
realized a lot of fouls. They had 9 fouls in the first half. Just not a good way to win a basketball game. And yeah, Creighton dominated. They took the lead to the end, and yeah, they won.
I think the big difference from that game was just how many field goals Creighton could put up compared to Louisville. I mean, Creighton would just go down, they'd score, get a defensive rebound on Louisville, and then go back and score again.
For
It
sure.
happened basically the whole game, right?
Yeah.
Did you see after the game? I think the March Madness Instagram they posted it was like 63% of the brackets had Louisville going on. I mean,
my bracket personally didn't. I have Creighton here versus Auburn, which that was correct. Yeah, no, it's crazy. Like just one game will change 60% of people's brackets. That's just nuts. And yeah,
let's go on to the next game. A big upset alert in my opinion. San Diego upsetting Michigan. Personally, I think that they can do it. I know that they are one of the dark horses in the March Madness, but I don't know. What do you think?
I'm taking Michigan. Honestly, personally, yeah, I've heard a lot about UC San Diego, but I just trust Michigan. I'm not saying
Fair.
Michigan's going to go far, but yeah, I'm giving Michigan.
I mean, it is the obvious pick. It is the 5 versus 12 seed.
For sure, yeah.
But
Texas A&M, Yale, and some of my brackets, I actually took Yale. They upsetted last year, and I feel like they could do it again. But in this one, I do have Texas A&M.
yeah, I mean, personally, it could go either way. I think it could be a toss-up. You know, Texas A&M, Yale, whoever really is just on their game that day, that game.
No, for sure. That is later tonight, actually. That's soon. Okay, we got Ole Miss, North Carolina. Carolina we talked about.
Give me Ole Miss tonight.
Give me Ole Miss too. I think I like their game. Iowa, Lipscomb. I
personally have Lipscomb in a few of my brackets. I mean, Iowa has a few injuries. That's the only thing. But I still think Iowa will be able to win. But I just wouldn't be surprised if Lipscomb.
And I heard people just don't like how Iowa plays, and I could see that. I could see an upset. But I did pick Iowa. But I don't see them going far though. Okay, next game, Marquette, New Mexico. I got Marquette. Who do you got?
Personally, I got New Mexico for this one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know, it is a 7 versus 10, so the game will be a bit closer. But I do think New Mexico can pull off the upset. They do look pretty solid this year for a 10th seed.
No, I could definitely see it going either way.
I don't think it's gonna be a blowout, you know, for either team.
Yeah, for sure.
It'll be a good game.
I got Marquette. He's got New Mexico. So
I guess we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Next game, Michigan State versus Bryant.
Give me Michigan State.
Michigan State. I have them going pretty far this year.
Same. That rounds out the South, and we will go into the West. Maybe we'll go rapid fire here. You got Florida, Norfolk, or what was that?
Florida, Norfolk. We got Florida.
Anyways, give us Florida.
UConn,
Oklahoma, back-to-back champs. UConn, I don't see them losing, even though this is an 8-9 seed game. Give me UConn. Who do you got?
Yeah, I got UConn for sure.
Memphis, Colorado. Give me Memphis.
I got Memphis, but I wouldn't be surprised if Colorado State could pull off that upset. I've seen a lot about that, but personally, Memphis.
Mm-hmm. Maryland, Grand Canyon. I don't know why the school is called Grand Canyon, but give me Maryland.
Maryland,
4 seed. I like it.
Missouri, Drake. You know what? This game could get close. I do have Drake upsetting.
I also do have Drake. I could see Missouri easily winning this game, but I don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I like Drake. Texas Tech, UNCW.
I got Texas Tech, to be honest.
I've never heard of that school, UNCW, in my life. I don't think anyone else has. But
Kansas, Arkansas
might be...
It could be close.
Yeah, it definitely could be.
But it could be close, but I still see Kansas pulling off that win.
Yeah, I mean, when you see Kansas, you're like, that's a March Madness favorite. Every year, they're usually 1, 2, 3 seed, but now they are a 7 seed. They slipped a little bit, but give me Kansas anyway.
It's still Kansas at the end of the day. You can't count them out.
Yeah, for sure. St. John's, Omaha. St. John's, an up-and-coming team. They're the 2 seed.
Solid, very, very solid season by St. John's.
I'm definitely going to be tuning into that game. They are playing. Their coach is named the Godfather. That's not his real name, but that's his nickname. So it's a school in New York, I think. It's going to be exciting to watch them play.
Yeah, I got St. John as well. Don't really know too much about Omaha, so I couldn't.
Yeah, I just
talk
know
too much.
Peyton Manning says that. Anyways, West is finished. We will go to the Midwest. So Houston and Suey. They played. Houston won by 40. That is crazy. Yeah, Houston dominated, and obviously Gonzaga versus Georgia. That game is still going on. That game is currently being played, but Gonzaga is dominated.
Did you see, like, at the first half, it was like 25-3 or something, like more than halfway through?
Yeah, I did see that. That was crazy. I mean, Gonzaga just dominated from the get-go, and they're currently up 25.
25, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, 2 minutes left. Gonzaga looking very strong this year. Gonna most likely go on to play Houston. I think that'll be a very good game.
Most likely, almost certain, actually.
Yeah.
We picked Gonzaga anyways. So, yep, there.
Let's talk about the upset of the day.
I think we can spin back to that, actually. I think we go down to Tennessee and Warford, the 215 seed. Give me Tennessee.
Yeah, Tennessee looking very strong. UCLA, Utah State.
Give me UCLA.
Give me Utah State here.
I could definitely see it going any other way, right?
I mean, it's a 7 versus 10. Mm-hmm. Those could always get upset easily, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay, we got Kentucky and Troy. Kentucky, a 3 seed and a 14 seed. We've heard this. We've listened. Yeah, we've seen this story before.
Right? I have Kentucky, but did you see that? The last 3 times that Kentucky's finished a 3 seed or higher, they've got out the first round.
But I just don't see.
I don't see that. I think it's a different Kentucky this year.
Yeah,
I can see it making a Sweet 16.
Yeah, give me Kentucky. Xavier, Illinois. Xavier was the playing team, but yeah, they could be hot. But give me Illinois. What do you think?
I think Illinois will win. I mean, Xavier's coming off that big win against Texas, so who knows? It's March Madness. Anything could happen.
For sure. Next league.
Purdue.
These two games have been played. We'll start off with Purdue and High Point. Purdue had won by, what was that, 12? And yeah, no, they it was a sloppy game, but Purdue got the win in the end.
It was a bit of a snooze fest for a bit, but I mean, towards the end of the game, it got interesting. Purdue kind of took their lead, extended it even more. They were winning for, it was like a 5 to 7 point lead for some of the game.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't expect High Point to win.
I mean, it kind of scared me at the beginning of the game. They were kind of stepping it up a little bit more.
No, for sure. But yeah, no, Purdue did what they did. They're going on to play the upsets of the day. Could be the tournament, and we'll see what happens.
Right.
Clemson versus McNeese. Clemson's a 5 seed.
McNeese
is a 12 seed, and the score was 67 for Clemson, 69 for McNeese.
Even though the score was close, McNeese was dominating most of the game. That's the thing.
Yeah, they were up a ton in the first half. They just looked like the better team. Clemson got, I feel, shell-shocked.
Yeah, I don't think they were expecting McNeese to come in so strong.
No, for sure.
I mean, a 12 seed, you're not expecting them to be so strong, so complete. Right?
No, for sure. And I think, I mean, have you seen that kid? Not that kid, like the guy on TikTok with McNeese.
Yeah,
the speaker.
I think I know what you're talking about.
And he's getting these NLA deals, I think it's called.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, no, for sure. And he's just the kid with the speaker, I guess. No, for sure. I mean, I guess his name's Aura. So I guess he brings that aura to the team.
I guess so.
Yeah. All right. That's our March Madness first round.
March Madness
Complete.
segment.
I think we'll get some questions from the fans. All right, let's start. Let's no more dilly dally. Okay, what's your favorite sports teams? Okay,
good question.
That's a great question.
Right.
Do you want me to answer? I'll go first. So I'll go with the basic ones like hockey, baseball, basketball, football. So started off for football, it's the Steelers, best franchise of all time. I mean, come on now. We're in a bit of a drought here, but this year's our year, I think. And then for hockey, it's the Penguins, the two Pittsburgh teams.
Biggest Pittsburgh fan right here.
The Pittsburgh Penguins. Sidney Crosby would go top 2 player of all time, top 3, something up there.
5 maybe.
He's a top 3 player of all time. But yeah, I started liking Crosby when I was really young, so we don't have an NFL team. So
he is really good though.
Yeah, I picked the Steelers. Obviously, for Toronto, I have basketball and MLB basketball. 2019. What a team we had there.
Kawhi, bro.
Yeah,
should have stayed. Would have ran it back. I mean, we had all the pieces too.
I could see a 3-peat, but
3-peat for sure.
That's on me. So and then for baseball, I'm like a really big baseball guy.
But he has a Braves jersey on.
Yeah. Well, it's
fake fan right here.
Yeah. So Blue Jays, obviously, Vladdy's the GOAT, and we're actually going to 4 games already?
3, 4, 5.
4 and counting,
We're going to some of the giveaway games, getting the bobbleheads.
We might, show those on the podcast. All right, you go.
Yeah, so, grew up in Toronto. I like all the Toronto teams, unlike this guy for some reason. The Leafs. Hopefully this year's their year. We got Stollers in that. Hopefully he can carry us to a chip.
So wait, before you go on, when's the last time you guys won a cup?
But how many cups do we have?
But how many teams were in the...
Okay, anyways. So then we got the Raptors and the NBA, I mean, they're in a little bit of a rebuild right now, but, they just picked up Brandon Ingram, Scotty Barnes. Their core's looking good, though,
Yeah, for sure.
In the next few years... Quickly, he's not bad.
That's RJ Bridges, actually.
Do you actually?
Yeah.
Grady Dick, number 1.
Yeah, he's really good.
I'd say MLB, the Jays as well, Toronto boy. I grew up there. NFL, definitely Buffalo. When I was like a bit littler, I liked KC a lot, but I've been to Buffalo a lot recently, and I just feel like that's my home. Like if I had a home in the U.S., it would be Buffalo.
Yeah, you hear that here, Buffalo. is his second home.
Well, I know. I mean, like for like football.
Buffalo,
For like football.
Buffalo, America.
Yo, you can't even be talking, bro. You got Steelers. You got
Steelers is a
Pittsburgh.
way better city than Buffalo. They call it.
Mm.
They call it I don't know.
Yeah, you don't even
Shit
know, bro.
Buffalo or something. I don't know.
I don't think that's
All
what
right.
they call it.
Moving on. Okay, we got a bit of a troll question here. It's not even really a question. SGA, PGA, USA. I'm not gonna finish the rest.
Warriors in
OKC in 5.
Warriors in
Anyways.
5.
What was the inspiration behind the podcast? Well, we kind of already
We
went over
touched
that.
on it a bit. You know, we're just big sports guys. You know, like to share our opinions. You know, it's a pretty heavy time for sports. You know, March Madness this year, playoffs. You know, NBA, NHL, baseball starting up too,
Mhm.
Masters as well.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. Next question. March Madness hot takes. Do you want to go first with this one?
Yeah. So to be honest, the biggest hot take for me probably Memphis, potentially making it to the finals, even winning it all. I know it's a pretty hot take. They're a 5 seed, but who knows? The Madness could take over. They could end up winning.
I actually just thought of 3. I was gonna say 1, but I thought of 3. I got Creighton going to the Final Four. I think they're just a well-rounded team. They know how to win. They've been winning in the recent March Madness.
I feel like after this game today, like it's not as much of a hot take as it would be before.
Yeah, but I feel like I had it in one of my brackets. They're going to all the way to the Final Four. And then another one is St. John's is not making it far. The number 2 seed St.
Yeah.
John's is not
Agreed.
making it far.
I think they're just too new of a team. You know?
I feel like they
Not
just
enough
don't have that
experience.
experience exactly. I think the third one was gonna be, I think Duke doesn't make it far either. Yeah, they do have Flag back, but I just don't think he's gonna be 100% healthy, and that's gonna affect them from winning past these later rounds. I obviously they're gonna get probably maybe to the Sweet 16, but yeah.
I mean, even still, like they have a pretty hard way. Like Arizona's a good team. If they win, most likely Bama will be their next stop. So even still, it's going to be a tough road. End up playing Houston.
Yeah, for sure. All right. How many current NBA players could you put on a 16 seed and win in March Madness? It's a good question.
Very good.
I think if there's an all-star type of player, I think you give them 1-2. They're winning comfortably and could win that.
Because if it's like Shea or like Jokic or
Yeah,
anyone, Doncic, whatever,
they could just take over the game because they just know they've been there. Like Jokic has won a championship.
especially like Giannis.
Yeah.
Like if I put Giannis on the team, like who's stopping Giannis?
Yeah, he's just
a Greek freak.
Yeah, he's just a run and jump man. He can do it all, and his jumper's kind of pretty good.
But if we're talking like bench players,
Yeah.
even like I don't know, Gabe Vincent, Lakers legend right there.
Lakers legend. Gabe Vincent, like
I mean, low key, like some of the Lakers team, like Rui,
Bronny James.
trash can.
Bronny James is like -1 players on that team. No offense to Bronny James or anything, obviously. But
That's why USC doesn't make it to March Madness.
yeah, that's exactly why. But if you got bench players, I would say 3 to 4. You would put on a team.
The All Stars.
All Stars 1 to 2. All Stars 1 to 2. Anyways, when can I expect episodes? Probably once every week.
Once a week, but we'll be posting shorts on our
Yeah, for sure. You'll see little clips of our podcast, moments, or
behind the scenes,
behind
whatever.
the scenes. Yeah.
Maybe some couple
Instagram,
photos.
TikTok at Chips and Championships.
Yep.
Championships, no spaces, no capitals. Search them up, follow. You'll enjoy those.
Very much.
And then maybe we'll do twice if we're feeling ambitious.
A few more questions. Which Toronto sports team will be the next team to win a championship? Abax, what do you think?
I think it's going to be the Raptors. I think they're building such a good team right now. I think they're already fighting pretty hard, even though they're tanking. They're trying to tank for Flag, but I don't know if that's going to happen anymore. Because Flag, I feel like
Listen, bro.
might.
The NBA is too competitive for the Raptors right now, bro.
It's true.
It's not their time, bro. You know, you got the OKC, you got
Whose time is it
Cleveland.
going to be? That's the thing.
Their time will be, a
No,
few
but
years
I'm
from now.
saying for Toronto teams. Whose time is it really? You can think of one, but
Oh, I got
they
a good
don't.
one.
They don't win a lot,
I got a good one.
and I think we're thinking of the same one. You thinking of the Maple Leafs?
Well, I'm thinking of the Maple Leafs, but they do win a lot. They win
They
quite
don't win a lot
actually.
when it matters, though, right? Right? They haven't.
Nah, but it all changes this year, bro. We got Stolers, bro. We got Willie. We
They
got
say that
Chris
every year. They
Tanev.
say that every single year. And how many?
We got Carlo,
How
bro.
many cups have you had in your lifetime? How many cups appearances, even cup appearances, have you had in your lifetime?
Like a
Conference
a
finals? No,
A couple.
no, you haven't though.
yeah, well,
No, you haven't. You,
at least I get to watch Willie.
Willie, I get to watch Sidney Crosby, and this guy gets to watch Willie. Anyways,
Yeah, but
I've
still,
watched-
who has second most? Who has second most chips? all
with
time?
6 teams, by the way, 6 teams, and now there's 32. So what's that?
Okay, anyways,
A lot more.
anyways,
Anyways,
still go to team,
so
bro.
I would probably go Raptors, Maple Leafs, or not Maple Leafs, Blue Jays,
Alright,
and then Maple
I
Leafs.
go Leafs, Blue Jays, Raptors.
Right.
No,
I could
yeah,
definitely
yeah.
see Blue Jays winning.
I feel like
anytime
soon. I just feel like right now it's the Dodgers'
Yeah.
time, bro. Like it's
Yeah,
just
they're
dominant.
good. They're good.
SGA Jokic,
SGA or Jokic?
who takes home the MVP?
That's a good question. I think SGA is getting a lot of unnecessary hate. for
Yeah,
flopping.
agreed.
It's a part of the game.
But listen, he
He is a part
leads.
of
He
the
still leads NBA scoring in without free throws made too,
Exactly.
and his team's first in the West.
Jokic ain't first in the West because
Mhm.
he's in the West. You know who's in the West? SGA. SGA is winning that MVP. Jokic, I mean,
Jokic,
any tall person could do that. I think Jokic is a different type of animal when it comes to that, but I'm thinking like it's SGA, and it should be SGA. It should be like
yeah. I mean, I think if Denver maybe makes the finals or wins the finals, then for sure Jokic. But
yeah.
I can't really see. I mean, I know that.
They're don't get it twisted. They're two amazing players. I mean,
Yeah,
but I think
phenomenal.
SGA's got the slight edge.
Yeah.
Go with that one.
Yeah, okay. This is a variety question. Drake just dropped an album. Y'all been listening?
I've been-
Favorite songs?
I've been bumping for sure. Drake is
Yeah,
definitely one of
that's
my
good.
favorites when it comes to music.
The GOAT, Six God right here.
All right, answer this question. What big moves can viewers expect down the line for CNC? I think just better production, better cameras, better mics.
Yeah,
I think we'll get, some special guests maybe.
yeah, special
Uh,
guest, But this is just our first.
Yeah,
First
it's gonna be
podcast,
a first
starting
couple
off.
podcasts. It's gonna be a little.
We'll get better
Uh,
audio,
yeah,
better
yeah,
camera,
for sure.
better angles.
Well, we'll figure
everything.
some stuff out, and
Just stay here,
yeah.
Expect the greatest.
What type of stuff will you guys be talking about? We answered this question already. But that's the question segment of our podcast, and I think we'll go on to what do we got next? I think we'll talk about other sports and what the scores. Just not really go too in depth yet because we did pretty good with the March Madness segment. So
Why don't we talk about NHL for a bit?
NHL? All right. Perfect. Let's see
There's
the scores.
Canadian teams are heating up right now.
Oh yeah,
Perfect
What is
time.
it? 6 Canadian teams in the playoffs.
Yeah, 6 out of the 7.
All right. So
Calgary's starting to fall a little bit.
yeah, Calgary's falling, and they're still falling. They're playing right now. They're losing 2-0.
Are they?
Yep.
To the Devils.
Yeah. So let's talk about yesterday. There's only 2 games on. Your Leafs versus the Avalanche and Wild versus the Kraken.
Yeah.
You can follow the Leafs.
Well, I mean, it was a pretty big win, right? We've been on a pretty big losing streak recently. Beating a team like the Avalanche is huge for us. Us Leafs fans worried about Matthews, his productivity. The last 2 games, he showed us, that he's back. He's healthy and he's ready for the playoffs.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And
then, who was the next one? Jets and...
Kraken and Wild.
Oh,
Kraken and Wild. Wild won 4-0. Wild, they're a pretty good team. Kraken, I don't know too much about them.
they
They're all
slipped
right.
down from the playoff. They were in the playoff race.
They were, yeah, but Wild are definitely the better team.
I mean-
okay, today we got Flyers, Capitals, Ovies chasing Gretzky.
chasing history right now.
And
How many? 6
I think
or
he needs 8.
6 or 7?
I think he needs 8 actually. So that's wrong. Not 6, 7.
Avalanche,
Capitals are winning 2-0, and
but no one's scared of the Caps.
no one's scared of
Going
the
into the
Capitals.
going to playoffs, no one's scared of them.
Let's
So-
talk about the notable games. Ooh, Avalanche Senators.
5-0.
5-0
At-
Avs. They're getting their revenge on the Canadian team. And
Mhm.
Senators are looking for playoffs, and that's not how
They
you're
still got
gonna
a decent
do it. Yeah, they do.
point lead on who is it? Montreal.
Yeah. Montreal,
5,
another
4,
Canadian.
5. Yeah.
Speaking of Montreal, they're 1-1 against the Islanders.
Big
First
win
period
for
too.
them. Islanders are right under them.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Canadians need to win that if they want it, and I'm rooting for them.
yeah, I
you
mean,
know.
Canadian
You
teams.
could talk about the Leafs. They're 3-2.
The Leafs. I mean, coming off a back-to-back, it would be a big win if they could just hold on. It would extend their win streak to 3, I think, putting them first in their division. So.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to talk about the NBA?
Yeah, we can
Alright.
briefly go over.
Yeah, we can breathe. There's a couple games today. Knicks, Hornets. Knicks are really good, but they're losing to the Hornets. Hornets are really bad.
Hold on. I have a question. If the Hornets win a chip, does that mean MJ gets another ring?
I don't know. I think he sold a lot of his partnership or ownership to. I guess technically, owners do get
So that would be 7th ring.
rings.
Pushing it what, like 3 or 4 ahead of Braun?
Yeah, three ahead of Braun. He thinks MJ's the GOAT. I think Braun's
I
the
know
GOAT. We
MJ's
don't have
the
to get
GOAT.
too much into that. Yeah,
That we'll save that for another podcast,
for sure.
another episode.
Our Raptors are playing the Warriors at 10 p.m. tonight. It's
I'm-
currently not 10 p.m. I'm gonna say Raptors by a billion.
I mean,
All
rematch
right.
of the 2019
Standings: Cavs, Celtics, Knicks, Pacers, Bucks, Pistons, Hawks, Magic. That's probably gonna be
Detroit fell off.
Yeah,
and
Detroit
They
did.
were, and the Magic were good for a while too.
Yeah, but I think that I don't see the play-in teams like the Bulls and the Heat
Yeah.
again. They're playing
I mean, I
Detroit.
think Magic might have a chance. Hopefully, I kind of want Detroit to hold on to.
Yeah,
their
for sure.
playoff
That's a
spot.
cool thing. Going from the worst to the decentest.
Yeah,
Not best.
I guess they were
Cavs-
one of the best for a while.
Cavs were chasing the best record. but-
No one's scared of the Cavs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not scared.
Yeah, I mean, I could see Boston beat them.
Boston coming out of the East.
Western, Thunder, Rockets, Lakers, Nuggets.
The Nuggets fell all the way to the
Grizz,
4th.
Warriors, Clippers, Timberwolves.
I mean, it's Lakers are what, 3rd seed?
3rd seed, and
It's a tight race for
it is a tight race. But I mean, OKC's gonna win that for sure. Who knew the Rockets were gonna be this good?
Yeah, I mean,
Rockets have a young team.
but they were 6th seed for a while. That's the
They were,
thing.
yeah.
So they're what? They're on like a 9 game win streak
yeah, I
right
think
now.
it's 8. I think it's 8-game win
8?
streak. Thunder are on a 4-game tear. Of
Okay.
course, SGA,
SGA the
Mr.
GOAT,
MVP.
Mr. Aura.
Mr. Aura. Let me just get some of your aura, as Giannis once said.
Mm-hmm.
They have 12. They're 12 games up. So they're
And look at that. Mavs fell out of.
Mavs fell,
No.
and I wonder why. I wonder
Yeah,
if
maybe
they
because they
traded
traded
some superstar young
the
player
face of their franchise, maybe?
for an injury-prone, tall, skinny fucker.
Who's in the G League now.
Yeah.
But-
yeah. Lakers obviously doing well. They have, I mean,
Yeah,
best duo in the league, arguably.
Yeah.
Grizz.
They have a pretty good depth.
The boy that Gritty's on the Grizzlies are doing good.
Mhm.
Nuggets
Warriors.
are doing good. Warriors.
Warriors winning it all.
I
this
see
year.
Warriors getting past Grizz and Nuggets.
Who they be playing right now? They'd be playing the Lakers, no?
No, they're playing the. Oh, you're right.
The Lakers. Oh.
Maybe we want that. That would be a good.
LeBron
good
versus
series.
Curry.
Yeah. No,
I mean, Curry would take that. But.
Curry would. Actually, I don't know. That's so difficult. But yeah,
So I think that
I think
concludes
we're gonna
our.
wrap up our first podcast there. I mean,
Yeah.
thank you for listening. If you got through it all, thank you for the questions. I hope we get some more questions, some more followers. We'll be posting this on YouTube at Chips and Champions.
Chips and Championships.
Chips and Championships. No caps, no spaces. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok.
Mhm.
We'll be posting clips about the podcast, and yeah.
We'll keep you guys posted and have a good night.